Hello again, YouTube, and welcome back to all the words she wrote. My name is MS-Punker1, and last video we had traveled to even, I guess, the next town or city in order to do some shopping, because we couldn't do that at the village where Hijiri was living. So yeah, we managed to get there, had some breakfast at the restaurant, and then we, on our way to the store, I think we saw another promotion for forest, if I remember correctly. That didn't really suit Hijiri, so she just went off, went on waiting in the car. So we had to go and shop on our own. So what happens now afterwards? After that episode, Hijiri doesn't Dane? Don't know how to pronounce that one, but yeah, you didn't want to speak to me for the rest of the day. I go to the supermarket alone, buy all our groceries alone, and head back to the car, staggering under the weight of all my combined purchases alone. Hijiri is waiting for me when I get back to the car, sitting with her arms folded in the passenger seat, but she doesn't rise to help me put my shopping away. She remains stoic, stony-faced and tightly lipped throughout the journey back. She doesn't even scold me when I run a red light, though she does click her tongue in irritation. I try to strike up conversation, but it's too little avail. Hijiri blanks me. She storms out of the car the moment I park outside her extravagant home and heads inside. By the time I can follow suit, my hands belgasted with 4 bags full of shopping. There is no one in sight. She must have locked herself in her bedroom. She's obviously upset, but why? I really don't get it. I only meant to compliment Hijiri on her writing. I'm sure any other author would be happy to receive such words of praise, but Hijiri, as she told me, stifly isn't any other author. It's nobody but herself, which means she can only react as herself. I guess that shouldn't go without saying, but the trouble is, I don't know Hijiri that well. I only spent 1 day with her. If I was more familiar with her temperament, it would be easier for me to predict her reactions. But I can't do that. I have to walk on eggshells instead, afraid that any offhand comment, no matter how innocuous, might set her off. What does she want from me exactly? Sad though it is to say, I think I can at least guess the answer to that. I think she wants me to leave her alone. A couple of weeks pass by during which nothing of note happens. Not unless you count Hijiri hiding away in her room for almost 14 days non-stop as something significant. So it's been 2 weeks now and she is staying in her room ever since. I make Hijiri meals 3 times a day and leave them outside her bedroom door as instructed. I try to strike a conversation with her during these times, but to little avail. She answers, but with stock perfunctory responses, such as or or which soon makes me give up. I don't think there's any point in trying to force a conversation with her. That only make her hate me more. Now I really am beginning to wonder, does Hijiri hate me? Is what plagues me throughout my days as I attend to my chores. I can't forget the way Hijiri looked at me the other day outside Kinokuniya. Her brow was all furrowed, just like pinched bread dough, and her eyes were narrowed with disdain. Hate might be too strong of a description to apply to an understated woman like Hijiri, but I'd be a fool to believe that she might like me after all of that. Hijiri lets me live in her home, but she won't talk to me. Not properly. Makes our living arrangement rather awkward, to say the least. Things aren't as bad as they could be, I suppose, because Hijiri almost never leaves her room. I don't have to worry about bumping into her in the hallway, or in the kitchen, or the garden. She keeps her distance and I keep mine, save for regularly delivering her meals. But I think that makes the matter even worse. We might argue again if we saw each other. Sure, but let's also present us with an opportunity to talk our feelings out. Face to face. We could fix this rift between us. I'm sure of it. Face the door, however, is a different matter. Can't get a read on Hijiri's expressions if she don't want to show them to me. Lack of substantial replies is dispiting. Talking to a person I can't see makes all our interactions, if you can call them that, feel forced and unnatural. I almost taken our argument over this continued silent treatment. At least that helped me gauge where I stand with her. I wish he'd really give me a hint about what exactly I did wrong. She doesn't seriously intend to ignore me forever, does she? Makes me feel pretty rotten, like I'm worth next to nothing in her eyes. Feels like I'm not even worth her anger or any of her other emotions. And definitely not her attention. Hijiri doesn't make such much noise up in her room. Sometimes when my thoughts drift, I forgot she's even there. Hijiri's home is a large one. I have no shortage of jobs to do, but when I finish up for the day, I'm left feeling empty. Doesn't matter how hard I work. It's never enough to shake my lingering dissatisfaction. Never thought I miss my mother's continued nagging, but I take that over Hijiri's almost aggressive lack of communication. I'm starting to think that Sai was right when she said I should appreciate my mother more. My mother scolds because she cares. If she didn't care, she'd never speak to me at all. She'd be just like Hijiri. Well, there are other ways to care about people than scolding them. Just look at how animals behave also when you try to scold them. Counter to if you give them something positive even if you scolding them. So scolding them but in a positive way. Kind of a difference. I paused while washing the dishes, my head bowed. That's the long and short of it, I guess. Hijiri probably doesn't hate me, but he speaks to me so little it's hard to tell. He simply doesn't care about me, full stop. Apparently, apathy should be easier to deal with that outright hatred. But part of me thinks it's even more soul-crushing. Nobody likes feeling unwanted. I'm born with this for a fortnight, but I don't know if I'm strong enough to endure much more of this. I should try to speak to Hijiri. It's unlikely I get a reply, but I have to try. I abandon the dirty dishes in the sink. They can wait for later. And quit the kitchen with a newfound sense of purpose. Why say quit when you can say leave? Enter the hallway and take the stairs two at a time. I feel winded when I arrive at Hijiri's door. I don't pause to get my breath back. I'm afraid if I were to do that, I lose all my acquired nerve. It's not like I have much of that left. The oppressive silence of this place, Hijiri's home and the village that surrounds it, has taken all the fight out of me. I draw back my right arm and wrap my knuckles smoothly against Hijiri's door. Hijiri, hey Hijiri, are you awake? There's something I want to talk to you about. Hijiri doesn't respond, but I hear the stringing of sheets from within her room. She must be awake, I'm sure of it. It's almost 1400 2 p.m. Yeah. Now when the sun's high in the sky, it's not even Hijiri lies in the late, despite her disorientated sleeping schedule. At least I don't think she does. I suppose it's always possible she woke up to eat breakfast when curled up under the covers and resumed her unseasonal habitation. Hijiri. I knock again, more urgently this time. Don't care whatever she's asleep, half awake or whatever, I just want to talk to her. It's ridiculous that we should live in the same house and not speak. It is not a ghost, or she might be as elusive as one, and she isn't suffering from an infectious disease, despite her rigorous self-imposed quarantine. There's really no reason why she shouldn't interact with me. Don't ignore me, Hijiri. I know you're in there. Can't you come out? I want to talk to you. I knock again and again, giving no quarter. My rapping grows louder as my desperation mounts until... I hear Hijiri click her tongue through the bedroom door. She's obviously annoyed at my intrusion, but I don't care. I'm relieved to hear her speak. It feels like a small eternity since she honored me with a response longer than a single syllable. Gratitude rushes through me, thick and sweet like a trickle. Though I try to suppress it. Don't be so thankful, Mayu, you dummy. I chastise myself. Speaking when spoken to is just like a common courtesy. He just doing the bare minimum, nothing more. This doesn't make up for the rotten way she treated you. I know that logically, but it really has been a long time. I miss hearing her voice. I almost forgotten what it sounded like. Now if only she'd show me her face. Oh, he's still talking? I really must have nettled her to prompt a reaction like this. Do you ever consider that I talk at just the right volume and you're far too quiet? That's quite a fast answer. So succinct too. That's sure shown me. Can't see his face through the door that separates us. Don't have X-ray vision. I bet she's gambling. She's rather predictable. No, it's just... He just sounds exasperated. You can hear the eyes rolling inflicting her words. But Hijiri, I try to interact and treat her. One hand clasped at my front. It's hard to communicate through the door, but I'm doing my best. It's such a nice day. I was thinking of going for a walk. Won't you come with me? I think no, and I know you turned me down, but I want to talk to you, Hijiri. My voice raises in both pitch and volume. Feeling desperate now, and my legs are trembling. We've been living together for a couple of weeks now, but we have barely spoken. It's obvious I've done something to offend you, but I don't know what it is. I'm afraid I never know, not if you don't come out and tell me. Can't we have a proper conversation? I'm sure we can move... Don't know why that happened. Can we have a proper conversation? I'm sure we can move past this. I just want us to be... Hijiri interjects, a voice dripping with condensation. But Hijiri... I open my mouth, rebuttals forming on the tip of my tongue. I can't vocalize any of them. I already know that what I have to say doesn't matter. How can Hijiri ever see eye to eye with me if she refuses to even meet me face to face? This is a lost cause. Of course, I knew that before rapped on Hijiri's door. I hoped if I put enough care into expressing my feelings, she might be persuaded to consider them. I was wrong. Hijiri is every bit as stubborn, if not more than I thought. She was when we first met. It's a lonely day. I ponder while walking through the forest. The sun is high in the sky, which is powdery blue. Birds are creeping along the branches. Butterfly, beautiful though it is, however, I can't enjoy it, not properly. I intended to take a relaxing walk to cool off after my spat with Hijiri, but I only accomplished half of what I set out to do. I got on the rock part down pat, and I've done so much so that my feet are starting to ache. But relaxing? How can I when I can't tear my mind away from Hijiri? Jeez. What is her problem? I kick at a nearby tree stump which has a thick base fringed with moss and fungus. A few white cape-capped mushrooms are pulverized by the tip of my sneaker. But catch me caring. Mushrooms are kind of gross anyway. Aren't they parasites? They sprout from dead trees and then they feast on whatever nutrients they can glean. Opportunistic little things. Wonder if that's how Hijiri sees me. To her, I bet I'm nothing more than a parasite. I like to think I'm prettier than a mushroom. I put in quite a lot of effort into my appearance, but I did kinda end up attaching myself to Hijiri at the size behest. Hijiri made it clear from the get-go that she didn't want me around. She said as plain as day that she had no use for a housekeeper. It was only after a bounce of cajoling on the size part that Hijiri eventually gave in. If it weren't for Sai's best efforts, Hijiri most likely would have shooed me away. Maybe it was wrong of me to hope we might become more than an employer and employee. Hijiri is under no obligations to be my friend, but she could be a little nicer about it. Why she gotta be so rude? I gave a tree stump another kick for good measure. I don't put too much force into it. Don't want to hurt myself, but my foot still smarts. With a heavy sigh I flopped down on a tree trunk, one leg crossed over the other. The tree trunk is covered in leaf mold, which probably stain my skirt. But I don't really care. It's not like there's anybody else around here to see my shame. Save for the birds and a few small animals hidden away in the foliage. I'm all alone. I'll be alone when I go back to Hijiri's house too. I make Hijiri her dinner and I leave it by her door. But she won't invite me inside for a talk. When will I next see Hijiri's face? Will I ever get the opportunity? I just want her to talk to me. That's not asking for too much, is it? I don't know. Maybe I'm the one being unreasonable. Am I expecting too much from Hijiri? I did end up muscling my way into her life, more or less uninvited. It's not like she's ever wanted me to help her. I should have known she never wanted to be my friend. I kept pushing her. I probably made her uncomfortable. I didn't stop to consider Hijiri's feelings when I started ranting about elf forest, so why would she consider mine? I raised my head, looking to the bower of leaves above me, and the blue sky beyond it. I put one hand to my brow, my fingers stained green with moss, to blot out the sun. I might have read Hijiri's stories, but I don't know the first thing about her as a person. Until a few weeks ago, and didn't know her real name. I didn't even know she was a woman. I told myself I knew her, but I didn't. Not really. You're total strangers. Hijiri doesn't owe me anything. If anything, I'm the one who owes her. She's doing me a huge favor. I shouldn't ask for more. Not when she is giving me her money. I've done nothing to deserve her time. Doing things along line like this helps me come to terms with matters. I always found it easier to put my thoughts into words, especially when they get all knotty. It's easier to unpick her tangles this way. If anybody were to walk by me, they'd be pretty freaked out, seeing a woman chatting to herself on a tree stump. You probably think me deranged or maybe in contact with magical forest spirits. So in other words, deranged and delusional. It'd be pretty hard work to explain myself and my predicament to a third party. But of course, I have no need to worry about that. Nobody passes me on these ill-trodden paths, least of all the person I want to see. I bet Hijiri is still holed away in her room, doing whatever it is she does to pass the time. I, meanwhile, am all the way out here. I always try to look on the bright side, but sniffling, I wipe my eyes with the back of my arm. Don't feel great, but I don't want to cry about my plight. Not out here on my own on a tree stump. That really would be pathetic. I think that will be it for this video, so hope you liked it, and if you did so leave a like to it as usual, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!